Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Aurora Online Classes. I'll proceed with the same lesson, The Making of a Scientist by Robert W. Peterson. So, let's go ahead, let's read further. Richard A. Bright has received the Shirley Scholar Award and the Sechering-Plough Award for Biochemistry and Molecular Biology. It was his fascination for butterflies that opened the world of science to him. This great scientist was Richard A. Bright, and Richard A. Bright received the Shirley Scholar Award and Sechering-Plough Award for biochemistry and molecular biology. And actually, how did he become a great scientist? As a child, he had fascination for butterflies. He had attraction for butterflies. And how did his passion for butterflies, his attraction for butterflies helped him in becoming a scientist? How did it make him a scientist? What was the role of his mother? Let's read further. At the age of 22, a former Scout of the Year excited the scientific world with a new theory on how cells work. Underline it. Richard H. A. Bright and his college roommate explained the theory in an article in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Science. Underline it. It was the first time this important scientific journal had ever published the work of college students in sports that would be like making the big leagues at the age of 15 and hitting a home run your first time at bat. For Richard A. Bright, it was the first in a long string of achievements in science and other fields, and it all started with butterflies. An only child, A. Bright grew up north of Reading, Pennsylvania. There wasn't much I could do there, he said. I certainly couldn't play football or baseball with a team of one. But there was one thing I could do, collect things. Underline it. So he did, and did he ever. Beginning in kindergarten, A. Bright collected butterflies with the same determination that has marked all his activities. He also collected rocks, fossils, and coins. Underline it. He became an eager astronomer too, sometimes stargazing all night. From the first, he had a driving curiosity along with a bright mind. He also had a mother who encouraged his interest in learning. She took him on trips, bought him telescope, microscopes, cameras, mounting materials, and other equipment, and helped him in many other ways. I was his only companion, underline it, until he started school. His mother said after that I would bring home friends for him, but at night we just did things together. Richie is the nickname of Richard A. Bright, was my whole life, and after his father died when Richie was in third grade. Third grade means third class, class third. She and her son spent almost every evening at the dining room table. If he didn't have things to do, I found work for him. Not physical work, but learning things. His mother said he liked it, he wanted to learn, and learn he did. He earned top grades in schools, underline it, on everyday things. He was just like every other kid. His mother said, by the time he was in the second grade, A. Bright had collected all 25 species of butterflies found around his hometown. Underline it. That probably would have been the end of my butterfly collecting, he said. but then my mother got me a children's book called The Travels of Monarch X. Underline it. That book which told how monarch butterflies migrate to Central America. Underline it. Opened the world of science to the eager young collector. Who used to collect butterflies? A bride. He was the young collector. At the end of the book, readers were invited to help study butterflies' migrations. They were asked to tag butterflies for research by Dr. Frederick A. Urquhart of the University of Toronto, Canada. A bride's mother wrote to Dr. Urquhart, and soon a bride was attaching light adhesive tags to the wings of monarchs. Anyone who found a tagged butterfly was asked to send the tag to Dr. Urquhart. The butterfly collecting season around Reading lasts 6 weeks in late summer. Underline it. If you are going to chase them one by one, you won't catch very many. So the next step for a bride was to raise a flock of butterflies. Underline it. He would catch a female monarch, take her eggs, and raise them in his basement through their life cycle, from egg to caterpillar to pupa to adult butterfly. Then he would tag the butterfly's wings and let them go. For several years, his basement was home to thousands of monarchs in different stages of development. Eventually, I began to lose interest in tagging butterflies. It's tedious and there's not much feedback. A bride said, tedious means tiring. In all the time I did it, he laughed, only 2 butterflies I had tagged were recaptured, and they were not more than 75 miles from where I lived. Then, in the 7th grade, he got a hint of what real science is when he entered a county science fair. Underline it. And lost. Underline it. It was really a sad feeling to sit there and not getting anything while everybody else had won something. A bride said his entry was slides of frog tissues, which he showed under a microscope. Underline it. He realized the winners had tried to do real experiments, not simply make a neat display. Already the competitive spirit that drives Richard A. Bright was appearing. I knew that for the next year's fair I would have to do a real experiment, he said. The subject I knew most about was the insect work I'd been doing in the past several years. So he wrote to Dr. Urquhart for ideas, and back came a stack of suggestions for experiments. Underline it. Those kept A. Bright busy all through high school and led to prize projects in country and international science fairs. For his 8th grade project, A. Bright tried to find the cause of a viral disease that kills nearly all monarch caterpillars. Every few years, A. Bright thought the disease might be carried by a beetle. He tried raising caterpillars in the presence of beetles. I didn't get any real results, he said, but I went ahead and showed that I had tried the experiment. This time I won. The next year, his science fair project was testing the theory that viceroy butterflies copy monarchs. Underline it. The theory was that viceroys look like monarchs because monarchs don't taste good to birds. Viceroy, on the other hand, do taste good to birds. So the more they look like monarchs, the less likely they are to become a bird's dinner. A bride's project was to see whether, in fact, birds would eat monarchs. He found that a starling, it's a kind of bird, would not eat ordinary bird food. It would eat all the monarchs it could get. A bride said later research by other people showed that viceroys probably do copy the monarch. This project was placed first in the zoology division and third overall in the county science fair. Dear students, actually at when A. Bright, Richard H. A. Bright was 22 years old. He was a college student and he excited the scientific world with a new theory. And what was the new theory? He was a college student at the age of 22. He excited the world with a new theory, and the new theory was on how cells work. What is the function of cells? What is the function of cells, and does how do the cells work? In what way cells work? This was the theory. And he and his roommate, they wrote an article on how cells work, and this article was published in the very famous scientific journal, in a very famous scientific magazine, that was Proceedings of the National Academy of Science. Proceedings of the National Academy of Science those days was a very famous scientific journal. It was a very famous scientific magazine in which the theory, in form of an article written by, given by a Bright and his friend, roommate, published. And this was really a great achievement. In those days, if any article of a college student was published in such a reputed magazine, it was a matter of great pride and honor for any college students. Before that, not such an article was published, such an article was written by any college student. So this was for the first time that a college student wrote an article on the theory how cells work. And we all know that cells are the smallest unit of our body. Our body is made of cells. So he got the prize for this, and it was a matter of great achievement for them. So actually, it was just like the player of a baseball. In baseball, it is very similar to cricket, but it was just like hitting sixers in cricket, as like that hitting a home run. In cricket, we hit a six, and in baseball, we hit a home run. So it was just like hitting a home run for the player of a baseball. Means his name was published, his article was published in such a reputed scientific journal. So actually, his article was published there in such a scientific journal, such a famous scientific journal. This was a great achievement, and getting this achievement was just like very much similar to a player who would hit home run, who would six in the game of baseball. So it was a great achievement for a Bright. Actually, Richard A. Bright was born in the north of Reading, Pennsylvania, in the state of USA. So the Reading is the hometown. Reading is not an action to read something. Reading is the name of a place. It is the name of hometown in Pennsylvania in the United States, where he grew. And actually, right from the very beginning, he had the hobby of collecting things. He could collect things. And actually, we have some hobbies, like some of us have the hobby for collecting stamps. Some of have the habit of collecting, or hobby of collecting coins. So he had the habit of collecting collecting things. And so when he was a student of kindergarten, KG, so while being a student of KG, he used to catch butterflies. So he used to collect butterflies when he was in kindergarten. Apart from this, actually he was a bright student, and he was really he was full of determination. Once he once he decided anything to do, he could definitely do it. So it was his determination. And actually, apart from collecting butterflies and some other things, he also collected rocks, fossils means dead remains of the plants and animals, and coins. So apart from collecting butterflies, he would also collect rocks, fossils, and coins. So this was his hobby. And actually, not only that, he also acted like an astronomer. He used to see the stars at night through his telescopes. He had the spirit of learning. He wanted to learn more and more, and he wanted to learn more and more things. He wanted to learn more and more new things. This was his passion. So he had a strong passion for learning things. So he was a bright student, and this was his willingness, this was his curiosity. He had the curiosity of learning new things day by day. And in this way, his mother was a source of inspiration and encouragement for him. His mother inspired him a lot. His mother encouraged him a lot. Uh, uh, a lot. Her mother was very helpful, and he was fortunate enough to have such a highly helping mother who could help a bride. Means a bride's mother helped him in quest of learning. She helped him in she helped him in quest of learning. She helped him a lot in learning new things. So she was very supportive. And not only that, his mother took him on trips to several places, and his mother bought him telescopes, microscopes, all the devices, cameras and mounting materials, all these things, so that the child could not feel uh, uh, not I would say that the child could not feel, so that the child could not miss his father. Because actually his father, a bride's father, died very early. And after the death of his father, both the mother and the son, actually both of them were essence for each other. And I would say that a bride was the whole life for his mother, and his mother played the role of both a father and mother too. She was so caring, so loving, so affectionate, and she was always concerned about the well-being of her child. So she supported, she provided everything like cameras, like telescopes, like microscopes, everything she provided for his better studies. And being a child, he was very observant. He used to observe things properly. And actually, both the son and the mother, means a bride's mother and a bride, both of them used to spend every evening at the dining table. They used to talk a lot. And his mother had always some work for him, not the physical work, but the work of learning, the job of learning. She used to provide books. She used to tell him about some other things which could require some mental strength or some mental mental work. So she used to provide all these things. So she was very helpful. And actually, what I feel that when he was, I mean to say that when he was in the kindergarten, he used to collect butterflies. Apart from this, actually, he was a bright student, as I said earlier. So he always got top ranks in his school. And as far as the study is concerned, he was really a very bright student, very intelligent student, isn't it? And when he was in the student of second grade means class 2, second grade, actually, uh, when he was the student of class 2, he had collected all 25 species of butterflies which were found around his hometown, and his hometown was Reading. Reading is the name of a place in Pennsylvania in the United States. Now, apart from this, his mother, a bride's mother, also gave him a book as a present, as a gift, and the book, the name of the book, it was a science book. It was a children's book, and the name of the book was The Travels of Monarch X. And this monarch, this book, The Travels of Monarch X, this was a very interesting book. And in this book, what was told, what was explained in this book? In this book, what was explained? There was an explanation of as to how monarch is a species of butterflies. It's a type of butterflies. So in this book, the name of the book is The Travels of Monarch X. This book explained as to how monarch butterflies migrate to Central America. So this book had the explanation of the migration of butterflies to Central America. And this book really helped him a lot. This book opened the world of science to such a young collector. Collector means he used to collect butterflies, and in his childhood he also used to collect rocks and fossils and some other things. At the end of the book, in fact, the readers were invited to help study butterfly migrations. And in this book, at the end of the book, in this book means the name of the book is The Travels of Monarch X. So what happened that the readers were asked to tag butterflies for research work by Dr. Frederick A. Urquhart. He was the professor of the University of Toronto, Canada. So actually they were asked to tag butterflies, and to send them to Dr. Urquhart, Frederick A. Urquhart. And Bright did the same. He used to attach light tags to the wings of monarchs, and he used to send the tagged butterflies to Dr. Urquhart. Means he used to send the tag. He used to put the tag sticker to the wings of butterflies, to the wings of monarch butterflies, and then sent to Dr. Urquhart for his research work. And this opportunity was given to all of them in the book The Travels of Monarch X. Actually, now he has started collecting butterflies. So the butterfly collecting, there was a special season for collecting butterflies, and the butterfly collecting season around Reading, means Reading was his hometown, last 6 weeks in late summer. So actually Bright says that it was very difficult for him to chase butterflies one by one. You can't do it. You can't catch. If you chase butterflies, and if you try to catch one by one, it's not possible. In this way you can't catch many butterflies. So what did he do? So actually he took a step. Bright took a step. He brought some butterflies, flock of butterflies, group of butterflies, his home, and he would catch. Means Bright would catch. He used to catch a female monarch. Brought female monarch butterfly to his home, and he used to raise. He used to tame butterflies. उसको पालते थे. So he used to raise means he used to tame butterflies, and then the butterflies would lay eggs, and then it from the eggs it was a life cycle like that. From the eggs there used to be caterpillar, and from caterpillar there used to be pupa, and from pupa to adult butterfly. So he started raising butterflies in the basement of his home. Eggs, and from eggs to caterpillar, and from caterpillar to pupa, and then from pupa to, I mean, adult butterfly. So this was the way he used to collect the butterflies. He used to raise the butterflies. So there were the different stages of development. First eggs, then caterpillars, from caterpillars to pupa, and then from pupa to adult butterflies. So, but at last it was very difficult, and at last he started losing his interest in collecting butterflies, as he said that only 2 butterflies he had tagged were recaptured, and they were not more than 75 miles from where he left. So dear students, this is all for today. I have taught you about a Bright. How did he become a great scientist? What were his qualities? What were the positive traits in him? So actually he was determined, and he was very sharp-minded. He was a very sharp-minded, very intelligent boy, and his mother was very caring and loving. She was always concerned about her future, about her bright future. So the role of butterfly cannot be denied over here. So that's all for today, and I'll teach you the rest of the things in my next class. Till then, be happy, stay blessed. Thank you very much.